Well, welcome, Jason. Uh, Thanks for joining us with 21 Conversations. So, this year we're trying to do 21 conversations related to sexual health. Uh, it's 2021, so we want to talk to people and start that conversation and get people really engaged in sexual health. I would like to first start out by just having you introduce yourself.
My name is Jason Panda. I am the founder and CEO of bCondoms. bCondoms is a black-owned condom company, one of the only ones in the country. We're based out of Atlanta, Georgia. We've been around for about 10 years. Our motto is protect the culture, and we also work to decrease health disparities, primarily in the African American community.
Thank you. So, I'm going to just jump right into it.
Okay.
Using a condom makes sex better, and why?
I think first and foremost, it gives you the protection. You know, if we're speaking about the African American community where certain STDs over-index as opposed to other communities, it's always really important to make sure to have that discussion and also to make sure to know your status and be tested. You know, condoms do provide a level of security. A lot of people will say, you know, condoms take away from the sensitivity or they don't make things feel better. But I think every condom may not be fit for every person, right? And I think, you know, finding the right condom is almost like finding the right pair of shoes, right? Do you like it thin? Do you like it ribbed, right? Do you like flavored condoms? Do you like colored condoms? I think that conversation can actually bring about a more interesting and a more fun conversation between you and your partner.
So, what makes bCondoms unique, or what are the benefits of bCondoms?
The benefits of bCondoms, I first think about why we are a better product than all of the competition. Number one, we're odorless, right? So one of the complaints that you hear amongst all of the other condoms, you know, people use it, then their private parts will smell, their hands will smell. It really kind of takes away from the experience. We use all natural and organic latex that's also vegan friendly, right? So as part of our manufacturing process, we don't include casein, parabens, no glycerin, some of these other products that a lot of our competitors use that really aren't necessarily add-ons when it comes to the end user experience. Then I would say also, like, you know, we use ingredients that are also pH friendly. One of the things that was important for us is, you know, a large percentage of the condoms that are used are also, you know, they're going inside women's bodies, right? And then I think about us from an impact perspective, right? We specifically target a community at which we come from. We're really also looking at how can we leverage our position in the market to move forward the Black community. Not to say I don't care about everybody else, because I do, but I need to make sure that, you know, we're addressing the issues in the communities at which it's most needed.
So, Jason, why do you think people don't like to use condoms?
I think it's just easier. There's a large segment of people that just genuinely don't want to have a separation or a barrier between them and their partner. And I think because of how condoms have been traditionally positioned in the market, people generally think if I'm going to use a condom, I must not trust you, right? Like, you must be going around and doing something outside of what this relationship is that makes you want to not be fully one or fully, you know, one with me, all right? So I think that's part of the reason, right? And then I think another part of the reason is cost, right? So I go into one store, they're charging $7.95, right, for 3 condoms. That's a lot of money, right? Like, yeah. And I knew it because, you know, I bought a Powerade, I bought a Gatorade, a pack of condoms, and some gum, and I had to break a 10, and I had to spend more than $10. I said, ooh. You know, so I think, you know, cost is another issue. If we're just being honest, right? I think cost is another issue.
Why should people use bCondoms?
People should use bCondoms because it is the best condom on the market. bCondoms.
So, what is one of the craziest myths that you have ever heard about condoms or condom usage?
Oh, I'll actually have to go back. This was one that I heard when I was growing up. where people used to try to wash condoms in the sink after they used it so that you'd be able to use it again.
Wow.
Now, 16-year-old Jason just learning about sex and everything for the first time, right? Like, and this is really why I'm so big on education, right? People don't, like, they're not necessarily comfortable asking questions because they don't want to be stupid. They don't want to maybe seem like they're engaging in some things that they may not necessarily feel comfortable yet really making it public. And wherever there's dark, disinformation thrives. And as it specifically relates to condoms, yeah, that was definitely it. They were like, oh yeah, you're not gonna buy a new condom? Just go ahead and wash it and save it. It'll be good the next time around. And I'm not immune to disinformation at that time. I'm a kid, I don't know. So after, you know, I'm like it's a water balloon.
But what conversations do you feel like are not being had within the community that you wish were being had?
I think there are a few discussions that we really have to, that I think need to be addressed. But also, I think one of the bigger issues is there's kind of like a perspective outside of the community that all Black is Black, right? And I think inside the community, we understand the diversity of the Black experience, right? But I also think the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow and all of these others have made us a lot more sensitive to kind of like people speaking on what is Black, or oh, what does it mean, or who should be represented. Because you do this and then you're pushing one agenda, right? If you do this, you're pushing another agenda, right? And I think what we need to be able to finally find a way to do is to have real representation of all different aspects of the Black experience. And that's and I think we all have the same end game, right? But I think we get all caught up in a process a lot of times whereby, you know, this is a religious movement. This is, you know, an LGBT movement. This is, you know, a straight movement. This is too much women heavy. We can't continue to fight within our factions and then we all lose the big goal, right? And I think if I could do anything, and hopefully I'll be able to do it as we grow, and even now, I'll be able to have a platform that gives everybody a voice with the knowledge of our end game is all the same. And how can we make it so that all of our self right now and our future generations will be better off than how we are. And I think that's the biggest discussion that I think as a community we need to begin having is how do we collectively all move ahead?
So Jason, where can people find your products? Where can people get
products? Step one, support. Follow. The easiest thing you can do, if you got an Instagram, follow us on Instagram. It's at the letter bCondoms with an S. If you want to buy our condoms, you can find us at bCondoms.com. So the letter B, condoms with an S. In terms of, you can find us in multiple locations in Louisiana and all. We'll have a store locator or a clinic locator where you can go inside the Louisiana Department of Health and you'll be able to find us in clinics throughout the state. We'll also be launching a store locator that will also have some stores of convenience locations where you can also find us. But yeah, just step one, at bCondoms on Instagram or bCondoms on our online. And thank you all for support.
Thank you so much, Jason, for giving us your time, talking with us, and being a part of the 21 Conversations. Yeah, I'm excited to see the growth and what's happened next. Everyone who's watching, bCondoms is our major condom distributor for the STD, HIV, hepatitis program. So if you go to any parish health unit or any of our community-based organizations, you can find our condoms, bCondoms there. But you can find bCondoms there. And again, thank you so much, Jason, for your time.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it.